It was brilliant to see Asana and the Machine Cavalry Club back within the anime once again, as we got this very fun, entertaining, yet emotional episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today let's talk everything episode 65 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens anime series. Nail versus Asana, a dream matchup for most, one that certainly delivered. I will admit, within the past, I haven't been too invested within Asana's dueling capabilities. But this episode and her improved dueling style had me hooked from start to finish. Now, I don't normally start by talking about the duels themselves, but this duel was slightly different, as the two duelists managed to showcase their feelings, development, and themes throughout this one duel. So then, looking at Nail's deck, it's very centered around him using his maximum monster. His deck consists of many cards that helps him draw and search throughout this entire deck to basically have more of a chance at gaining all three pieces of his maximum monster that he needs in order to summon it. Even the monster that he tributes his maximum for in order to summon ends up having an effect that returns 3 Cyberse monsters from the graveyard to your hand, thus making it so he's always going to have his Yugioh, the Heavenly Dragon Emperor, available. Now, Neil's deck feels like it really does only have that one threat in Yugioh, and this could be symbolized by the other theme that surrounds Neil's character. This episode, we saw the theme of solitude and loneliness from him. Neil has his idea within his own head that makes him believe that he's all alone within this world. However, we as the audience know this to be incorrect, as we've seen many examples throughout the series of Neil making friends/connections to help him evolve. He's made connections of the likes of Yuga, Roa, and Sebastian. Sebastian has always been with him of his own choice. And we saw a great example of Sebastian wanting to be with Neil by choice at the end of this very episode, where he kind of rips out his own sort of power system to avoid being forced back to Yugioh, thanks to Sebastian being under the Goha president obedience sort of function. We've seen examples of how Yuga has managed to influence Neil, both in the way that Neil has had to adapt his way of thinking, thus developing his thought process, but also in the dueling department, as Neil is seen using the same trap card that Yuga used against him in their duel at the end of the Maximum arc. Neil uses Emergency Return to avoid the destruction of his maximum monster. Overall, I really loved the emotional display from Neil's character, from the voice acting, which was absolutely amazing, to the visuals that were being displayed, and even the music was very emotional in the parts that it needed to be in. But is this the last that we've seen of Neil's character? As upon his defeat, he leaves with his duel disc and ID card still on the battlefield. Now, what if Neil has found a way to recreate a fusion? I know he tells Yugioh that it's beyond him to do so, but why leave the ID card showing? One possibility for why he would leave it showing is to basically make the statement that he has indeed finished working for Goha. Showcasing that the ID card is left on top of the duel disc tells Yugioh or anyone else affiliated with Goha that, he's quit working for them. He no longer wants to be associated with that company. Maybe the ID card has some perks with it that would allow him to get away with more things than he should because he's working for Goha. Still though, even if that is a possibility, I do think there's something more there. Like I said, maybe he has found a way to turn his ID card into a fusion card so he can help Yuga still later on. Plus, what about his glasses? To me, this confirms the fact that Neil will return within the series at some point, as the crack symbolizes him slowly realizing the value of those around him and the friends he's got that cares and supports him. Neil will return somewhere in the series, that I am confident of. But maybe he'll return with a renewed passion for dueling, thanks to this duel creating a spark within him thanks to him having general fun dueling Asana. Because he even says, why did I prolong the duel? Is it because I was having fun? And that smile came up. So maybe this is going to lead into more development for him in the future, and I do hope we see him again soon. Returning back to the theme of both duelists carrying within this duel, let's take a look at Asana's character and her involvement within the episode. Her new playstyle revolves around using the ace monsters of her friends to trigger useful skills thanks to those ace monsters being level 7 or higher. So the theme would be camaraderie. In fact, that's what Asana's whole theme was throughout this entire episode. Seeing Tiger all worn out due to her overtraining herself and wanting to step up to duel in a Tiger's stead, I thought was a very good, feel-good moment. But it also helps display the bond that both Tiger and Asana share. Even the flashback with Calipilio, Garliant and Dovrap all offering their ID cards so Asana can get her excavator back felt impactful. We know how loyal and dedicated those commanders of the Machine Cavalry Club are to Asana, but them offering up their IDs meaning they're giving up dueling so Asana can have this power back. This sends a very powerful statement not only about their loyalties to Asana, but also about the way Asana treats her comrades. This is emphasized by her comments where she states that my comrades are my pride. Plus the actions of her using those ace monsters in a way that benefits her playstyle, considering that they aren't Wyvern type monsters. You would think that her adding 3 powerful level 7 or 8 monsters would outbalance her deck because they don't work in synergy, but she manages to find a way to do so, because she has pride in her friends and values what they offer her. Now speaking of new monsters, Asana's new monster does remind me of a Proton monster which Kite uses in the Zexal anime. And that's cool and all, and its effect of reviving a monster fits in line with the theme of supporting your comrades. So I thought that was quite cool. Its design, I actually really do like the design. It's probably my favourite Asana monster, if I'm honest. I just really enjoyed seeing the Machine Cavalry Club back within the anime again, and I liked how it showed their development and progress that they've had over the series so far. I thought it was a nice neat little package and it was well presented. Now then, let's move on to Yugioh's character, as the opening of this episode was super interesting for a number of different reasons. So it turns out that Yugioh knows of Otes, which this piece of information should have seemed obvious at first, but honestly, the more I thought about it, the more I realised we haven't seen Otes since the siblings arrived, nor have we even hinted at the siblings knowing Otis' name. Unless they saw him tinkering with the Rush robot on the moon at the end of the tournament arc that we had, but again, I don't feel like they would have done that. And on the topic of Otes, I thought it was very cool to see how Yugioh sees Otes in not a very positive light, being that there's a very dark purple aura surrounding Otes when his name is mentioned by Yugioh and he thinks about him. That was super interesting. Plus, Yugioh doesn't know who created fusions, which again adds more mystery to the plot. It's clear that it's affecting him as well, and he's starting to think that Nell is the one who created it. Which I can understand the logic in Yugioh thinking, oh, Nell created this, seemingly powerful mechanic known as maximum summoning, so he must know something about fusions or was the one that did that. However, it is kind of silly at the same time, because why would you logically think that Nell would create something like fusions only to shoot it into space, so it can crash land on the Goha siblings' place of living, destroy a few things of the building, and, that's it. It doesn't make sense from that perspective. Now then, we are going to be talking about the next episode preview as it links to my thoughts on the Lukeman, as his involvement within episode 65 was very short yet fascinating. The character falls asleep under a setting of planets and stars, and we know that when you fall asleep, you tend to fall asleep in a place that is comfy and calming for you. So could that actually be a reference to where the Lukeman came from originally? Could he have come from space? And it looks like we are going to be getting the full Lukeman outfit in episode 66, based on what we've seen in the next episode preview. But also that line from this episode in where the Lukeman states, being on Earth in this form drains the Lukeman of all his energy. So, will Lukeman get more and more crazy powers in the next episode? It's going to get weirder, isn't it? Now finally, let's talk about Yuga. This guy seems so calm right now that it's almost worrying. I understand how fun facing a duelist like the Lukeman could be, which could explain why Yuga is so happy. He's just excited to have a really fun rush duel. But adding in the comment of allowing the score to remain 5-5 instead of Gakuto's suggestion makes me believe that Yuga has a plan which involves the Lukeman helping him, when the Lukeman obviously is looking to be on our hero's sort of enemy side at the moment. Plus, just the way that the Lukeman sort of appeared at the end of the episode and gave the thumbs up just kind of made me think that Yuga and the Lukeman are in cahoots and are working together to try and save rush duels. Then again, also, when it comes to the point system and the rush robots binds, I kind of lost interest as it's become a secondary plot point within this arc, but I am excited to see how the next episode plays out. Could Kaizo be returning in episode 66, as it looks like a meteor is heading towards this battlefield? Or could that just be the Lukeman's dueling gear appearing? Because I really can't wait until the next episode gets released. It's looking to be exciting. And the next episode title just makes your mind just go to weird speculative places. Overall, this was a brilliant episode. I loved the animation, the voice work was perfect, and the music was astounding. It was a brilliant episode altogether, and I want to hear your thoughts on this episode in the comments down below. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions, and I hope you've enjoyed this review. Like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. You don't want to miss it, trust me. Have a great day, alligator, matane, goodbye.